Hello and welcome, everybody. It is the Inferno Podcast, episode 23. It's been a hot minute since I've been on. I have a lot going on in my personal world. Of course I do. So today's episode 23 is the mere fact that a narcissist is nothing more than a clone. So we're talking about toxic relationships and the fact that narcissists have no core identity of their own. It took me a long time to realize that I was with a narcissist, and there's a lot of people on the online community exposing these people. I can only speak for myself in identifying a narcissist. So if you come onto my channel and you believe it's just an ego stroke for me to be exposing these little cowards, these little snakes, these little shapeshifters, you're wrong. And I know that you don't know me personally, but to discredit somebody who's been through the abuse of narcissist or a toxic relationship, it's not okay. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because the other day I seen a video of somebody that was just ranting and raving. She was probably a narcissist herself, about people saying that everybody's exes are considered narcissist, and that's not true. The difference between a narcissist and somebody who's just immature is at the end, you will see their true colors and most often witness the narcissistic smirk. Normal, healthy people don't just blindside somebody and break up with them and give them no explanation. So let's just clear the air with that. So episode 23 of the Inferno, welcome to my channel if you're new. I am here speaking truth about the ripple effect that narcissists have on good people, and I hope you enjoy it here. So the narcissist is a clone. The narcissist has no core identity. Whatever went wrong with them in their childhood, they have either been abused physically, the traditional ways that we think about when we think about abuse, or they've been overcoddled by the mother figure in their life. They've been, idolized. They could do no wrong. They were enabled for their shitty behavior, and they've found ways to go throughout life and keep on keeping on with that act. They will not self-reflect, and you will never find a narcissist alone. If you see or witness somebody who's taking time alone to reflect or be by themselves, if they're a healthy person, they're on their healing journey. If you see a narcissist alone, they are escaping and finding their escape, whether it be in drugs, alcohol, or something else. A narcissist will never leave you for reflection. I was told at the end of my 12-year fake marriage that I needed time alone, and of course my body and my intuition screamed hell to the no you don't, because who needs time alone from a wonderful wife? So they have to have somebody else to mirror to them. In the beginning, they will idolize you. In the beginning, they're going to be observing you and paying attention to your traits and your personalities and your likes and your dislikes, because they become all of the people that they've experienced in life. They become just a clone of somebody else. They lack a core identity, and so they will not be alone. And if they do, they're in a narcissistic collapse, or they'll be just really over-consuming alcohol or drugs to escape themselves. They have to have somebody supply. You're never a person to them with real feelings and emotions. They have to have somebody around them and near them to mirror to them so they can mimic you. So for me, say 12 years in a marriage, this person jumped right in with somebody else. That person, unbeknownst to them, is getting pieces of me because that narcissist has taken on my traits, my personality, and then everybody before me. They'll pick up personalities from people and from work. And how I identified that that they're just a weak individual that has no core identity is because before I got discarded, this person was they'll pick up words. They'll start using words that they don't normally use. They'll start having personality traits that you're like, where did this come from? It's just because they become this clone of everybody they've encountered in their life, good, bad, or otherwise. So they have to have somebody near them. This can be I don't want to say intimate because they are never intimate. They only see you as a source of supply. And true intimacy is to be vulnerable with others. So this could be them picking up personality traits from people from work. This could be them picking up personality traits from people on social media. They pick up lines out of movies. Towards the end, I was given a little one-liner at the brutal discard as he stood there with his little narcissistic smirk of a movie, and I knew it was a movie line, and I Googled it, and sure enough, it was out of the Lucifer series. So they don't see a reflection of themselves. They have to have somebody in them, around them at all times. You'll never see a narcissist living alone, and if you do, they're in a narcissistic collapse, and they most likely, are in heavy drug or alcohol use. So the new supply that they jump off to, again, you are an appliance to them. They are using you. I'll be doing a future episode on it's all an act with these people, if they're even people. They all seem to have the same playbook. So once they're done with you, they're going to jump off to the next supply. I don't want to say new because sometimes it's not new. They run parallel situationships all the time during the whole situation that you've been in. One person's not enough for them. They have to have supply everywhere they go, whether it be a grocery store clerk, whether it be somebody they're married to, whether it be people at work. And the new supply will briefly, and you were as well if you were in a relationship with a true narcissist, be idolized, and you will do no wrong according to this narcissist until they realize that you're actually human with flaws. So when they start to idolize the new supply, that'll just give them huge strokes to their ego, if they have one. Again, I don't know. They have no core identity. They just become this clone, this little frickin' AI that repeats patterns, traits, words of other people. So there's no authenticity there. They're big, empty black holes. Do not allow them to suck you into it. They will never change for the better. They will change because they adapt to the person and people that they surround themselves with. And when they're done with you, they're going to demonize you because they're very childish. They have to demonize you when they bounce out to somebody else and start another situationship to make you look bad. And they will put on that new costume for the next person, just so they can point their finger back to you. See that she or he was the problem. I don't have the problem. Remember what I've said on all my other episodes. Narcissists will never hold themselves accountable. Never, ever. They lie. They're deceitful. And it doesn't matter who you are. My ex was lying to his family, which he went back to the toxic family that he was raised in. They always do. I briefly touched on that on one of my episodes prior. And it doesn't matter if you think you know who the narcissist is. You do not know who they are. Even somebody that is coming out of a 12-year situationship, fake marriage with a narcissist, at the end, when I seen his true colors and his narcissistic mask dropped, and his dark pupils came shining through with that dull stare and that narcissistic smirk. I realized at that point that in 12 years, I never really knew that character. He was always just playing a part. The next person will never know this person, know the narcissist. The next person after that will never know the narcissist. And it's really sad to say that in my personal experience, I had a reverence for a family member that I never met, and they've been bamboozled as well by the man that I was married. Completely isolated, just the way narcissists like it. Completely demonized, just the way the narcissists like it, because you see, you are the problem. All their shitty lies and cheating and actions will never, in their eyes, be holding themselves accountable. So real briefly, I just want to discuss this too. They will pick up, like I said, lines out of movies. They will pick up traits of people at work. They will pick up actions, behaviors, and identities of other people because they just become this clone and character of everybody they've surrounded themselves with. And now on the days of social media, they will pick up. This is another thing too I noticed. He would dress in different ways, from music videos, from, again, other supply that he was running parallel with when he was still in the home with me. And the difference between a healthy breakup and an unhealthy toxic one, you will know the difference when it comes to identifying a narcissist, because the majority of them do not get diagnosed. You know, there is a psychological test out there that can diagnose narcissistic or NPD, narcissistic personality disorders, but the majority of them, if they ever do go to counseling, they're just playing a part with the counselor as well. And these toxic, evil people, if they're even human, will fool the most trained psychologist. So don't beat yourself up if you've been in a situationship with one of these clones. And remember this, your feelings are valid. Do your inner work. Do your shadow work. Dive deep into the wounds that these narcissistic cowards, they're weak. They're weak-ass cowards. Because a strong person holds themselves accountable. Do not ever allow anybody to invalidate the hurt that these toxic cowards inflict upon you. Don't minimize it. Keep exposing it. So to end this up, episode 23, from Psalms 36:3, the words of their mouths are wicked and deceitful. They fail to act wisely or to do good. They will never do good. They make shitty decisions. They make shitty choices. They think they're just doing it to you, but ultimately, at the end of the day, they're doing it to themselves. Also, Proverbs 12:17, an honest witness tells the truth. An honest witness tells the truth, no matter how much it hurts or may hurt somebody else. But a false witness tells lies. Truth does prevail. Karma and reaping what we sow is the same thing. When you're a liar, when you're a deceitful shapeshifter, everything you do that you think you're doing to others, which you find so much joy in and pleasure in, and if you've been around a narcissist, you know the difference between a person who's healthy and not healthy. They find pleasure out of inflicting pain upon you. But remember this, at the end of the day, they are not wise and they do not do good. And at the end of the day, they're ultimately doing it to themselves. I hope that you found little morsels of goodness in this, possible awareness on your healing journey. And remember this, everything they say that comes out of their mouth is wicked. They're full of lies. They're full of deceit. And you deserve way more than that. Much love to you guys. Until the next time. Shalom, shalom.